So if you want a relationship, you want reciprocation, you want respect, you want to cuddle after steamy time, but you just gave it up to someone who doesn't even uphold or share the same standards that you have, you've already failed yourself. Hey guys, Awkjellybean here. So today I'm going to be discussing self-objectification within relationships, and this video is actually targeted towards women and girls. And if you're a guy watching this, you can continue for entertainment purposes, but I'm really just trying to send a message to women and girls. And this is really inspired by my last video. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. But for context, for those who haven't seen it, I was basically disagreeing with a woman because she was spreading negativity about black men because of her bad experiences with them. And I was just basically wasn't rocking with it. I was disagreeing with her. And some women left, comments, as you usually do when you watch a video, and shared their disagreement, which is cool beans, awesome, I support that. But some women didn't actually find anything wrong with what I said, and when they didn't have anything constructive to say, they resorted to name calling, which was pretty funny. They got the plague of the pick-me's, and the La Pick-Misha one, that really got me. That was hilarious. You must have been class clown or something. But underneath all these pick-me and uneducated comments and whatever else they decided to call me or whatever, there was one comment that really stuck out to me as far as I felt pity for the women who think like this. So this is what the comment said. And give her a few years and a few black situationships. She'll change her tune. She's giving Pygmisha vibes. So when I first read this comment, I was actually pretty shocked and amazed at the delusion that I was reading, because it's almost like she was assuming just because I wasn't also sharing in the negativity that was being spread and that I wasn't bitter, that I didn't have my fair share of encounters and situationships or bad relationships in general. Like, that really concerns me, like, to make that bold of an assumption, especially to someone who just got out of college. At an HBCU, that is the haven for black situationships. Like, I just found that funny and concerning. Like, is it really that hard to believe that the world doesn't stop for a few women just because of a few bad situationships? Like, the difference between you and me is that I didn't let these situationships and other bad experiences literally take control of my life, which is really what this video is about. Some of you women allow certain things to happen to you in these relationships. You allow some things to pass, and then you get so stuck on it, you don't even try to change. And that's what I'm finna be discussing in this video. So whip out your notepads and start taking notes, because it's finna get real in a second. So before I start showing you guys some videos, I want to go over some definitions that will be really important to know during this video. So first, we're going to talk about objectification. Objectification is the act or an instance of treating a person as an object or thing. This is not to be confused with sexualization, which is the next definition. Sexualization is the act of endowing with sexual characteristics or of excessively emphasizing those characteristics. Now, although these two can be confused, they are completely different, and sexualization usually is a cause of objectification. And last but not least, we have self-objectification, which is what this video is all about. And this is really a product of both sexualization and objectification within women. So there's actually a lot of definitions on this term, but I'm going to use this one right here because it's the most literal one that I believe makes sense for all situations. Self-objectification is thinking of oneself as an object first and a person second. So just to give you guys an example so that you can really tell the difference between self-objectification and the other two terms that I mentioned, we're going to use the typical example, which is a woman who is well endowed, wearing a low-cut top and showing cleavage. So normally people say if a woman is wearing this, she is in no way giving rights to be sexualized or objectified, and this does not mean that she is self-objectifying herself just because she decided to wear this top, which is true. However, self-objectification isn't allowing others to objectify you. It's not saying that you're wanting to be objectified. That's not what self-objectification means. Self-objectification in this case would be this woman put on this top, looking at herself through the eyes of men, knowing that they might like it and putting it on. So it's sort of like she put it on purpose for men. When you view yourself through the eyes of men, or through anyone else's eyes for that matter, besides your own, you will have negative effects such as low self-esteem, body image issues, depression, just a lot of stuff, because you're constantly not seeing yourself as yourself. You're wondering like how others will perceive you based on how you present yourself. You eventually forget about you and start thinking of, oh, how am I gonna please this person based on my physical appearance? And self-objectification isn't just within romantic relationship settings, it's also within daily life. Anyone can really self-objectify, whether it be consciously or not. Like, for example, you're doing a job interview, you look at yourself through the eyes of your employer, from the dress that you're wearing, the attire that you're wearing. You're not gonna wear a bathing suit to interview for like a lawyer position or something. Like, that's just not gonna happen, because you won't get hired. Like, what was that for? And even at the interview, you're still self-objectifying yourself in the sense of you are only telling the employer what you think they'll want to hear. You're only selling the best parts of yourself to the employer, your best attributes, qualities, things that will be, useful and beneficial to the job that you're doing, the company. So while you can't always choose the job that you're gonna work, you can choose who you decide to involve yourself with romantically without having to sell the best and most valuable parts of yourself.
Don't beat me up. Please don't beat me up. But I think that we're losing the sauce. I think we're losing the sauce, and half the reason why we're going through what we're going through is because y'all are giving it up for the free ski. Love y'all, but I'm seeing people perform fellatio on Twitter for free. I'm seeing links for $15. $15 where you're selling your body for $15. That's cheaper than my McDonald's meal, and this is no shade, no shame, but it's just like genuine concern. Why are y'all lining up and letting a man tell you to give you a 360? What? Do a what? Is it giving stripper? Is it giving prosty? Because what you mean do a 360 for what? You looking at me right now. Then it's like y'all want to get on Instagram. You're doing lingerie birthday shoots. Lingerie birthday shoots. Y'all not even getting 700 likes. Y'all not even hitting 1K on likes. Like, this is not a lucrative thing. We're just leading with our bodies. And don't get me wrong. I love a sexy fit. Go to my Instagram. I'm here for the little. I'm here for the sexy. But I mean, just pure body for free. Nipples coming out of the shirts, like, for free. Like, I feel like we're worth so much more than a dub. But then I feel like we also be wanting to have the same conversations, like, why are my relationships horrible? And it's like, well, what are we expecting? Like, how do we want more? I used to really tune people out when they used to have the conversations about OnlyFans, because I'm just like, people got to do what they got to do. And while they do have to do what they have to do, I just think it's a little insane that these be having boyfriends. Because if we really needed this $15, you need to go to Amazon, you need to go to FedEx, or get a construction job and get in the field. Because I know I'm not selling my body for everybody to see for the free ski for $15. I know I'm not doing that, and you benefiting off the fruits of my labor. I know that. I know that's a lie. I don't know. I just think we need to We need to get the sauce back because it's messed up and we teaching the girlies the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, and don't get me started on the BBL bandits who be on the internet making it seem like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with a man who don't do nothing for me. Like, he need to fly me out. He need to do this, do this, do this. Oh, baby, you're a prosti. You're a baddie escort. And I feel like, call it for what it is. Y'all got little girls on here judging themselves because they don't got Chanel's, they don't got bust down jewelry. Girl, half these girls are dealing with scammers who thieves, steal, and lie. And then they selling their bodies to get it. They're selling their souls to get it. It's okay if you're not where they at. There's little to it's a dime a dozen to find somebody who really got it out the mud the godly way. So don't be upset that that's not you. Your time is coming. And even if it's not, baby, you're blessed without a Chanel. Don't give it up to keep up. Don't give it up to keep up. That's the lesson. Don't give it up to keep up, period.
So to start off, I really feel like it was a shame that this woman had to even say "don't beat me up" at the beginning of her video. But I understand because it's terrible that you even have to say that, because some women, nowadays, so many things are being normalized. The hookup culture, exposing and selling your bodies, situationships, and they're all of a sudden being under this umbrella of women's empowerment a lot of the times, and women's freedom. And it's if you disagree with any of it, because it's so normalized, some women will come at you and be like, you're not a girl's girl, and you're just a hater, and you're based in misogyny. But anyways, what I did like about what she said was that she's not shaming any of the girls that does the birthday lingerie shoots, the 360s for men, the OnlyFans. She's not shaming them, but she also basically said don't expect more, as far as don't expect to really still be respected after that. If you're gonna do all this stuff, you have to accept all the things that really come with it. That's what I was really getting from that. And something my mom always told me growing up is that men have not changed. They're the same men from years ago versus now. So really all these sexual revolutions, liberations, and empowerment movements are not really changing their mindset, meaning you can carry yourself in all these ways that you claim are empowering, but that's not gonna change their minds. They're not gonna still treat you with respect after doing some of these things. You're not gonna get the girlfriend or wife title. You're just not. It's never worked before, and it's not gonna work now. You'll always be considered a side chick, a second choice. That's the best you're gonna get. And I know some women are like, oh, but why can men do all this stuff? Why can they sleep around and also post thirst traps and expose themselves, and they still get treated the same? Well, sorry to break it to you, but women don't have that luxury. And I feel like some people, I feel like it's nice to try and make ourselves equal in that sense. I mean, it's gonna be a while, but realistically, men are still the same. Men do not want their women flaunting around their bodies all over for everyone to see. You're representing them, and that's just a harsh reality of it. So if you are actually looking for something more, you just really have to carry yourself differently. And then not to mention, even though I'm not included in this, but some women actually do prefer men that have more experience, in the bedroom and stuff. And men are not like that. Even if you've only slept with one person, they're still gonna be weird about it. It's always been like that, and it seems like it's always gonna be like that. So I don't know why some women are shocked when they're doing all this. They think sleeping with this man all the time and just doing the most for this man is gonna keep them. It's not. They've already lost respect for you. And another thing she said is that we're teaching the younger girls wrong, which I completely agree with. And like it or not, kids are all over social media these days. As far as kids already have devices, they're exposed to a lot of things really early, especially young girls. So with us acting like it's okay to sell and expose and modify our bodies and posting it all over social media, the younger girls are seeing this and they want to follow. That's why there's some literal girls wearing heavy makeup and they're looking older than they should. and they don't need all that makeup. And that's why some girls want BBLs as soon as they get out their parents' house. And that's why some girls dress a little clubbish to go to prom. Some prom dressers are questionable. But anyways, like they're trying to do grown woman things too early. They don't need to do that. They think they need to do it because they see women being their role models doing it. And it shouldn't be like that. And a good realistic example of how girls today self-objectify themselves is by posting a selfie. First, you take the selfie, you look at it, you post it, you get some likes, then you analyze it. Oh, like, what did I do in this selfie to get that many likes? I hope I can replicate the same type of attention that I got from my next selfie. And it's like they keep analyzing themselves and looking at themselves through the eyes of others, through the eyes of their viewers. And then they start to compete with other girls. And some other girls nowadays, like the more perfect you are, the more attention, the more interaction you get in your post. So if you got a girl who maybe they got a BBL, maybe they got some liposuction, maybe they're doing all this thing to make their bodies and faces look perfect, they're gonna see this and be like, oh, I want to be like them. Especially when it comes to getting guys' attention. Like it's finished. Like they're being conditioned too early to be doing all of this. And the only thing that they're gonna get from this is low self-esteem and constantly judging themselves. And they're not gonna be worth anything when they get older. So to those young girls and women watching this, there is no man or person for that matter that should cause you to change your body in all of these drastic and unfortunate ways. Because once they see that you're willing to do all these changes for them, they're just gonna see you as an object. There's nothing else to see you as. And as we know, an object's purpose is to serve our needs as humans. And once we don't need it anymore, we throw it out.
If nobody on social media has ever said this to you before, I'm gonna say it. Don't sleep around. If you're young, in your 20s, or even in your teens, I'm gonna have a very real conversation with you right now. A lot of people may not agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. You don't have to. But if you do want to listen, then grab a chair. Don't sleep around. I promise you, it does more harm than good. A lot of people think that, like, since we're in a society that's really sexualized, you kind of have to get with the city girl mentality and the hot girl wave. And don't get me wrong, like, I encourage everybody to have fun and live their youthful days and turn up. But you can have fun. You can even date around without actually sleeping around. And my reasons for why people shouldn't sleep around have nothing to do with anyone else but you. I just feel like it does more harm than good. I talk about hookup culture a lot on here, and I just say, like, how at the end of the day, it makes you feel really empty. You giving your body to someone and them treating you like you're nothing but a means for them to feel good, it's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And in turn, it's gonna cause you to have lower self-esteem. When you're giving the most precious parts of your body to someone and they don't even treat you like a human being, and all they say to you afterwards is, so how you finna get home, or are you gonna call your Uber, etc., etc., it's gonna make anybody feel bad. I don't care how tough you are, I don't care how hard body you are, it's gonna make you feel bad. It's gonna hurt. I know my makeup probably looks crazy right now, but it's the light, and just trust the process. But I'm saying, you don't want anything that's gonna just break down your self-esteem over time. You don't want people to just treat you constantly like you're a piece of meat. It does not feel good, and it's not gonna feel good. I feel like you're important. You as a woman, you're powerful, you're important. So you should only have actual interactions where people treat you as such. A lot of people feel like maybe they have to settle for being someone's situationship or being in a 10-year-long talking stage because they feel like that's all you can get. But I'm gonna say this for the 100th time. Whatever you accept from life is what exactly you're gonna get. If you just are comfortable staying in a long-term situationship and staying in a long-term talking stage or whatever they want to call it nowadays, that's all what you're gonna get, because you're not demanding more from the men in your life or from the men around you.
So I really loved the realness of this video because as much as some of us women want to believe that hookup culture is beneficial, it's not. It's depressing, and it can have some negative side effects because, like it or not, you are giving up a part of yourself whenever you're involving yourself in such a manner. You're giving part of your soul and spirit, and I guess it depends on, like, you know, your beliefs and stuff, but I'm a heavy believer that you have given a piece of yourself to whoever you decided to hook up with, and now that piece is with that person forever. Then that's why you always feel an emptiness sometimes after these interactions, because it's like they took a piece of you and they didn't deserve it, and now you have disappointed yourself. That feeling of emptiness is called failure. You have failed yourself. Like, the part of you that you gave up to that person was the same part of you that upholds your standards and values. So if you want a relationship, you want reciprocation, you want respect, you want to cuddle after steamy time, but you just gave it up to someone who doesn't even uphold or share the same standards that you have, you've already failed yourself. And this is where some of you women, including myself, I'm no exception, get mad at a man for leading you on. But it's like, how can you get mad at a man for treating you how you treat yourself? And as someone who has been in these situationships before, I'm not saying you don't have the right to be mad or upset in these situations. Like, your feelings are valid, of course, but I do not agree with just solely blaming the man for this, because usually in these situations, the man has already expressed his intentions. The woman is just waiting around for change and just hoping for the best, and they don't really think about the part that they played in hurting their own feelings. Like, you can't go through life thinking that nothing was ever your fault. Like, you had a part in this, and that's okay. So if you really take the time to say to yourself, oh, this could have been avoided had I walked away earlier, then you start to hold yourself accountable. And this is beneficial for the long run, because whenever you encounter someone else, you learn what you don't put up with. And you start to uphold your values more and deal with people who actually deserve and respect you. So from this point forward, make sure you treat yourself better and date with intention. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I have improved or positively affected any girls or women's life today. But yeah, so have an awesome day.